All right, stand for the pledge, please. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. Welcome, everyone. This is Monday, September 15th. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, come up to this microphone over here and tell us your name and address and what's on your mind. Before any vote under new business or number 5 ordinances, I'll always try to give you a chance to come up and tell us what's on your mind. And also under number 10, public questions and comments, we'll do any non-agenda items under that. I'll ask for the roll call, please.
Mayor Cedar,
Here.
Councilmember Gottler,
Here.
Councilmember Kufa,
Here.
Councilmember Laporte,
Here.
Councilmember Paul is currently absent, Councilmember Volz,
Here.
Councilmember Westrick.
Here.
Mr. Paul did contact us, and he'll be like 5 minutes late, so we'll just hold off on excusing him or not. Consent agenda number 4A, City Council minutes of September 2nd, 2025, regular meeting recommendation approved. B is the Housing Commission minutes of June 17th, 2025, meeting recommendation received. C is the Cemetery Board of Trustees minutes of August 5th, 2025, meeting recommendation received. And Planning Commission minutes of August 13th, 2025, meeting recommendation received.
Motion to approve A through D is presented.
Support.
Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Great. Go to number 5, ordinances, resolutions. A, ordinance introduction 2503, conditional rezoning 004 South Riverside. Mr. Shane, you starting off with this, or?
Ken, obviously, sir, it's before you. There is a building and zoning administrator is here, should there be any particular questions on that. This has been to the ZBA, or the Planning Commission twice, I believe.
Yes.
And now it has been approved conditional upon ZBA later approvals of the variance. If anybody has any questions, I'll call the administrator up, but overall, we are recommending the conditional rezoning as presented and recommended by the Planning Commission.
Hey, Dee, do you want to come up here and let us throw questions at you, please? For the people who don't know, this is Dee Boyer, Building Department. Can you give us a little quick rundown on this, Dee, please?
Well, the zoning was a C1 zoning. To do that type of occupancy, it has to go to a C2. So that's where the conditional zoning comes in. They list, they volunteer conditions that they would meet with the C2, and that's the way they've got to meet those conditions. If they don't, they get shut down. I guess that is, that's that in a nutshell, I guess. If you have any questions, I guess I'd answer them, but
So
do you have the list of conditions?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it has to go to the ZBA for the setbacks?
The setback, yeah, because C1, you can go right to the property line. C2, you cannot, when it abuts residential property.
How far
So they'll
off?
have to get well, it says 40 feet, which is, the building's there. They're not gonna move the building 40 feet, that's for sure.
So basically, they're looking for a variance at the ZBA for the
The
setback.
ZBA will have to grant, would grant the variance on the setback.
Normally, that would occur before it came to us, but due to time.
Well, yeah, because you don't meet actually a week after the ZBA does.
When does the ZBA meet?
It'll be October 15th.
Oh,
We've got to notify people 15 days prior to the meeting,
Dave,
public hearing.
one question I do have is I noticed the business hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 6, and weekends are by appointment only. Those appointments, are Saturday only, and is there any time, I mean, is it going to say something like Saturdays between a certain hours or anytime Saturday?
Well-
Or even Sunday, but not, that's what I'm getting at, is what are we looking at for the weekend here?
Red Barn is here, Lee and Laura Manson. I guess Laura, do you want to answer that question? As far as, I'm thinking what he wants you to do is volunteer a time for Saturday.
It would be the same time, so it'd be between 8 and 5, both Friday and Saturday, Sundays. I can almost guarantee them not but Saturdays would be 8 to 5.
Is your regular hours Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 also?
Right now, yes.
Okay.
Actually, right now, they're 8 to 7 o'clock at night.
Who else? Any questions for these guys, either for Dee or for the applicants?
Well, are we primarily potentially approving,
The rezone.
it's just a, well, it's a rezone, but is it the rezone for the purposes of the property dimensions, or is it the type of business? Are we,
Type of business is why they had to go for a rezone.
just a couple little comments. You know, there is an automotive shop that's not too far from there that's a kind of a similar business that's already been operating. I haven't personally heard a lot of I should say, negative comments about this or, you know, worries that I'm aware of. So I don't really see a major issue with this personally, but anybody else has any questions?
I know that the planning commission meeting, Dee, was there some concern from residents around about the noise potentially?
Really, it was positive though. I mean, pretty much, I guess, wasn't it, Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, Bill was there.
I was there,
Yeah,
right, but you should let them know it will go back to C1 if they move out.
correct.
back
Unless
to the regular.
somebody moves in the same occupation. If it's the same, they will accept the conditions, then it stays as a C2 conditional zone. If not, it would revert back to C1.
Anybody else?
No, I mean, everything that I've read through and looked into it, and I've even gone out and spoke with them about it. Your question was probably the best, that we should probably identify Saturday and Sunday, same hours, or define what the hours are, so there's no question. With that, I'm comfortable moving forward.
All right.
You need a motion?
I need a motion to that effect then, to introduce.
So is that an amendment to the condition? Or is
To
it just
include Saturday and Sunday under the hours.
by
of
appointment
operation,
only,
5 to
Saturday and
yeah,
Sunday,
by
between the
appointment only,
hours
but
of 8
between.
to
Hours of
6
eight.
as
Yes.
previously? Okay.
Yep.
So I'll make the motion to approve the ordinance with the amendment to the condition under letter, condition B, or sorry, C, that weekend appointment hours would be the same as regular business, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m.
That's the motion. I need support to
I'll
that.
support.
The motion made, support. Is there any questions? This is the introduction. This will come back to us in 2 weeks. All right. Call the roll, please.
Fowler,
Yes.
Kupa,
Yes.
Laporte,
Yes.
Hall,
Yes.
Volz,
Yes.
Westrick,
Yes.
Cedar.
Yes.
Ordinance introduced.
Thank you. Thank you, Dee. B, Resolution 2515, lot split 935 Baird Street.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, initiated by the property owner. It has been reviewed in the parcel as described. After such split will meet all legal requirements of the city, and therefore we'd recommend its approval.
So moved.
Support.
Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Kupa,
Yes.
Laporte,
Yes.
Hall,
Yes.
Volz,
Yes.
Westrick,
Yes.
Fowler,
Yes.
Cedar.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
All right, thank you. We'll go to C, Resolution 2516, fiscal year 25 budget amendments. Mr. Duchesne?
Mr. Mayor and council, recommend that you approve and adopt the resolution amending the final amendment for fiscal year for 24-25. I recommend its passage based on a review of the accounts, and as stated in the backup material, we had 4 areas that are subject to this final adjustment. All other funds will meet the requirement of the Uniform Budgeting and Accounting Act, and are within the scope of the changes that some of which were anticipated through the Third Amendment, and others we had to make some adjustments on regarding things that are positive, such as the park fund had to be amended, and final recognition of how we're going to finish in a couple areas. I don't have anything to bring to your attention. We've stated the proposed fund balance subject to audit, and therefore I do recommend the final budget be amended as presented.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Support.
Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Laporte,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Bowles,
Yes.
Westrick,
Yes.
Fowler,
Yes.
Koopa,
Yes.
Cedar,
Yes.
resolution adopted.
Order number 6, report to administration. Mr. Duchesne, what do you have tonight?
I will have something under the automated meter program, and I'll reserve it this time. We have a couple other reports that certainly can go now, and I'll pick it up then.
All right. Any questions for Mr. Duchesne before we move on? Mr. Attorney, you got anything over here?
Nothing this evening, Your Honor.
Questions for our attorney? City departments, recreate Clutcher Park. Treese?
Yes.
That was quick, yeah.
Less talking, pay attention.
Got to stay on top of it, yes. Well, thank you. On behalf of the City of St. Clair Recreation Commission, I'd like to do a progress report on our Recreate Clutcher Park project. So our splash pad opened in July, and hopefully you had a chance to go down and enjoy the splash pad. And we had a great few months of operation. It was nice to see people using Clutcher Park a little bit more and discovering it and using it for the first time. We had a pretty smooth operation. We had a couple of things. We had a breaker that we had to repair and some O-rings. The system is pretty easy to operate. It's kind of a glorified irrigation system. So with myself and the DPW, we had a good opening. I don't have a separate slide, but part of the splash pad also was the accessibility. So we put in the sidewalks, the pathways, and the parking along Palmer and Goff Street. So that was a big portion of the project. So just on the side, I put a few things that we still need to do. Some permanent safety signage. We have some signage there, but there'll be a permanent sign with all the rules and regulations on it. We're working on providing some shade and seating at the splash pad. Now that yesterday was officially the last day that the splash pad was in operation. We had it scheduled through September 14th. So we're looking at winterization. We're working with the DPW, St. Clair Irrigation, and also Riverbend Marina. We're looking at doing some shrink wrapping around some of the components to protect them over the winter. Next spring, we'll do a little bit more on the landscaping, and we also, I don't know what that says, but we also need to put parking bumpers along Goff and Palmer Street. And we noticed people that were not familiar with Clutcher Park, they didn't realize we have permanent bathroom facilities there. And we were doing some construction in that area, so maybe they didn't venture over there, but we need to put a sign that on the building that maybe says that we have permanent restrooms for people to use. One thing that we did, we were monitoring our water usage at the splash pad, and we did have a water meter installed. We didn't have one there at that location at Clutcher Park for Clutcher and the cemetery, so we did install a meter for that. And of course, we want to recognize Cargill for sponsoring the splash pad. And also for the pathway and the accessibility, the Community Foundation and St. Clair County Parks Millage funds were used for that portion of the project. And then another improvement that we made was the American Legion, Post 382, donated a flagpole, and they paid for the flagpole and the installation. And we had the first flag raising of the new flagpole on Monday, August 25th, and we had some of the American Legion members out there. And it was nice to have the pathway there because it was fully accessible for some of those people to get them to the flagpole. And we located it at the kind of center field of the ball field. So we're very excited to have that. And then we've been working on the Major League ball field improvements, and we did receive a donation from the Moore Family Foundation to do the work at the ball field. So we've replaced the fencing, and we took down the concession stand, the old dugouts, and the broken concrete behind the backstop, and then we've replaced that concrete. And we're working on some electrical improvements there. We want to put a block wall along the backstop and some seating and dugouts. And then we currently have a bid. We're accepting bids for the Kletcher Park Pavilion, and we also included a shade area for the splash pad, and the dugouts are included in the bid too. So I think the bids will be in later this month, and we'll take a look at that. We do have a potential sponsor for the picnic pavilions, so we hopefully will be announcing that in the near future. And then we also will need picnic tables, and I just listed some of the other amenities that we'll need for the park, such as trash containers. And we hope to continue the donor bench program like we've had down at Palmer Park and some of our other parks. We, as a commission, would like 4 benches around the splash pad, and then there'll be other benches in seating throughout the park. Another project that will be taking place this fall is the Storybook Walk, sponsored by the Rotary of St. Clair. So it's a series of signs that will feature a story, and it's part of the St. Clair County Library system. So I think at the end of the month, we're actually going to be marking off the placement, and that'll be along the pathway of the existing park. And then the St. Clair Garden Club is looking at a flower bed project at the Kletcher Park sign, and we've also talked about doing some type of landscaping at the flagpole. So we have 2 other community groups that are working with us. We are working on our park security. We are establishing internet at the park so that we can have a bathroom door access locking system. And it's pending, but there's a Homeland Security grant that we are planning to receive so that we will also have security cameras there in the park. And Dyke Security and DTE are working on that with us. And I thought I did mention, but just some of the projects are reimbursable. So I know when you look at our bottom line of our budget this year, some of these reimbursable grants will bring that deficit down. So we're waiting for completion of the accessibility grant, but the Community Foundation has given us a large lump sum for that. St. Clair County Parks was also for the splash pad and the pathway, and Cargill, their final 3-year commitment will take place this year. And future funding, we do have some money set aside for the playground. We have future St. Clair County millage funds. We will, once we finish up on all the projects that we're currently working on, we'll see what remaining amounts we have in the Kletcher Park Fund. I mentioned that we have a potential pavilion sponsorship, and we will continue to take donations from individual businesses or service groups. We have a couple of fundraisers proposed, the flagpole memorial bricks, the park benches, and we're looking at maybe putting a row of stadium seating that could also be a memorial project. So future development, we still have replacement of our playground and our pickleball courts, And we will look also at providing an asphalt parking lot and a connecting pathway over on that off of Goff Street. So we still have some work to be done, but we did accomplish, I think, quite a bit. And again, I want to mention our donors. And we've had a lot of businesses that have donated either labor or services. I thought maybe at this time it'd be nice to recognize some of them. St. Clair Irrigation and Landscaping, Brenner Electric, Harris Plumbing, DTE, Dyke Security, and Homeland Security. Infuse Design is helping us with the pavilion. Riverbend Marina with the winterization discount fence. I posted it on Facebook, but they made a ball field drag for us using fencing. They kind of fabricated that for us so we can help maintain our ball field. And then, of course, I always want to recognize our City of St. Clair Recreation Commission, but we had some individuals that also helped. Mike Barnum and Karen Foley's on the Rec Commission, but she really has gone above and beyond in helping. And Dale Kaufman, who is lives in that neighborhood, he's helped us out a lot just with volunteer services and that. So that's just a quick update. I think that's my last slide, yes. So I don't know if you have any questions. I've been keeping our city manager busy with all of our projects going on there, so that's been fun to work with him, and we appreciate his support. So.
Hey, Therese, I get asked a lot, I know I tell you this, but anything new with the pickleball stuff?
The pickleball courts, we feel, unless we have a sponsorship or a donor, that it might be a grant-funded project. So right now, we don't have any specific funds designated for the pickleball court. So that might be the last phase of development. We feel like the pavilions, because we have some sponsorship there, and then the playground, and then pickleball court.
Does the storybook, does that story like change every month or something, or is it just?
Yeah, the St. Clair, the main library picks the stories, because there's existing storybooks already in the county, so they kind of rotate. There's one in Algonac, East China, is there one in East China, and two up in the Port Huron area. So we work with the main library on that, and I'm sure we'll be working with the Rotary Club too when we have to switch out the books.
All right. Any questions or anything for Therese? Thank you.
All
Thanks
right,
for the
thank you.
update. Oh, sorry, what do you got back there, Bill?
I don't know if you want me to leave it blank.
I'm just curious about handicap spots on all the parking lot.
So that is on the checklist. There's supposed to be 2 handicap spots on Palmer, so they were not striped properly. So that's one of the things that the contractor has to come back and do. So we have 2 on Goff, but there are also supposed to be 2 on Palmer Street.
Thank you, Therese.
Yep.
Let's go to D, Authorities, Boards, Commissions, Council, I'm
Mayor
sorry.
Cedar, I
Yes,
have a
sir.
report.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Tomorrow is the official launch of TextMyGov, which is the city notification system. So it is a way for your local government to communicate directly with citizens and vice versa, to receive alerts, request information, report issues. There is no app, no email, no sign-up required. Couple of the key features there. The city can send out alerts for office closures, updates, if there's a change in a meeting schedule, delay in your garbage pickup, and also it's a 2-way notification for citizens to report issues directly to the local municipality. So notifications going out, information requests, and reporting issues going in. So to opt in to the notification system, text St. Clair to 91896. This opts you in to receive alerts from the city. So these are alerts that go out to the citizens. One particular aspect of this notification system that we're particularly excited about is that we can use geolocations to be very specific. For instance, if there's a water main break that affects a certain road, we can use geolocation to send alerts only to those residents who have opted in on that road. So we can get as specific as we want with that, and as broad as we want with that. So again, tomorrow is the official launch. There will be a text message sent out to everyone who has opted in. And the other number, 810-310-TEXT, is a way for citizens to find information and report issues to the city. So you type 810-310-TEXT, which is 8398, text the word hi, and then there will be a flow of conversation. It's a two-way flow. You can report a light out, a tree fallen, a pothole, or you can receive information. You can ask a question. So is garbage delayed this week? And an automatic reply will come that will forward you to the information on the website. So you can get information 24/7 using that 810-310 text number. Again, this goes out tomorrow. So we've worked on this for a couple months. Hopefully all of the questions and topics are on there, but if not, there is a chat feature as well. So to use sparingly. So that will be tomorrow, approximately 10 a.m. Those alerts will go out citywide. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we'll go to D now, authority boards, commissions, committee chairs, council reps. Anybody have anything from any committees or? All right, let's go to, we have no unfinished business. 8, new business. 8, approve cemetery board of trustees bylaws.
Yes, the Cemetery Board of Trustees is recommending adoption of bylaws, which generally reiterates what's already in the charter, but it specifies the organization for membership because currently it didn't speak to that. So these bylaws just reiterate what's already in the charter, aside from the membership that is now specified as a total of 7 persons on the board, plus your city clerk. Again, it states that in the charter that the city clerk is a member of this board. So there will be a total of 7 members, 1 being the council representative. So recommendation from the Cemetery Board of Trustees is to adopt these bylaws as presented.
I'll make that motion.
Support.
Questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we'll go to B.
Thank you.
Thank you. Architectural proposal of engagement, 308 South 4th. Mr. Duchesne.
This is a request of the St. Clair Historical Commission for project endorsement and approval of architectural contract. The St. Clair Historical Commission has requested the city approve and serve as a client in the contract with Infuse Limited Architects to provide preliminary design concepts for renovation, expansion of the museum's portion of the current community center building. I am recommending that you approve the request of the commission to endorse the project and direct the superintendent to sign all required documents for the renovation, construction, and expansion of the existing museum building, including the commission's recommendation that Infuse Limited be retained for architectural services.
So moved.
Support.
Any questions? I'll call a roll, please.
Hall,
Yes.
Bowles,
Yes.
Westrick,
Yes.
Gottler,
Yes.
Kufa,
Yes.
Laporte,
Yes.
Cedar.
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you. C, approve automated meter program. Mr. Duchesne.
Mayor and council, I've communicated with you probably excessively on the subject, but the city has already engaged the Metron Meter Company and has installed new meters that are read by cellular device in 150 locations. And what I'm recommending is that we accelerate this for a number of reasons and engage an installing company as well as expand the program to be done in the next few months to get the residential meters all converted and transferred to the cellular meting device. Now, what that means basically is that there won't be a physical meter reader anymore going home to home. There would also be not delays in this for the communities that have installed them, and there are many. This saves obviously time, effort, increases efficiency, accuracy, and by all means allows the resident customer of water and sewer to have some more knowledge and control over their use and habits, because with the download of an app or access to the website that allows them to see what their water usage is, You can see whether you have high usage or whether it's excessive high usage. Somebody goes away for a month, for example, they can actually see how their daily water is being metered and used and take necessary action. We also, as the city, would be able to see notices or high alerts where we can assist people and tell them that your water is high for possible leaks or other reasons. But essentially, the meter program then allows almost a hands-off management of it, and I consider it really it's a pivotal point in the management of water and sewer systems, because it really allows data to be real-time and not delayed. It also does away with missed billings, no billings, late billings, or errors in the readings, and that is very unfortunate, and it causes a great deal of challenge to people. And if bills are missed, it also puts us in the situation of having to go and redo bills and play catch-up, and it's a lot of things that Treasury directly and the front staff in City Hall experience on a daily basis. It is recommended by the support of the Treasurer, and after a thorough review of the installation companies, we are recommending PMI, who state that they will be able to functionally do this and complete this conversion on the residential meters within 2 months of being engaged and having the equipment delivered. We did check that out with a number of cities, and it has been their experience. They did complete it in time. We will reserve to do some of the larger meters with city staff because it's just less costly that way, and we'll have more control of that. As you know, and I said, you have 1,931 5/8 meters in this system and about a little under 700 other meters of various sizes, so we'll do those. It also has an issue with the pit meters and things that have to be opened and read in that way. So we get a lot of the mechanics and the sort of the danger points out of water meter reading by going to this kind of system. We have budgeted it over a 3-year period of time. We have that in capital improvements, and also we have put this into the phased process of both water and sewer so that we have adequate cash flow to do it. So with that, I do have a PowerPoint, but I don't want to overstay my welcome. If there's questions, I'm happy to answer those, and then I do have some PowerPoint. We are not, I'll give you the quick numbers that are always important. Installing this kind of system would conservatively increase water and sewer revenue by 9.2% without changing rates. It also has a maximum of a 6-year full payback, which could be better, but we are right now dealing with the water usage numbers that Magna was originally projected to provide that are not being realized. Magna was presented at nearly $1 million a year in revenue, and right now we're achieving about $25,000 a quarter. So it looks like we'll be at $100,000 into the future. Of course, that certainly could change depending on what happens at that facility. But I do think that this is a pivotal time for the city. You've already begun the Metron meters. 150 of those are installed. So we have to stay with the same type of meter or it makes a very complicated system. But certainly using this technology, I think, is the right thing to do right now to maximize the utility of the utility system, reduce the costs we can, and provide for more accurate readings and better service to the residents.
If I read the numbers, it's a 1% bump first year and then just maintain that through the rest. It pays off in 6 years.
Yes, we'll be done with it in 6 years, yes.
And then the rest of it's built into our current water and sewer budget? Okay.
It's an initial expense, but I do think that it's one of those programs too that it's hard to do, as the treasurer would state too. It's hard to do a little bit, half and half, and run multiple systems. We get no really serviceable utility out of that. So
there's no gain.
Yeah, really, the ROI on this comes from diving in and doing it.
What's the average life on these new meters? I mean,
20-plus years.
20-plus years. The cellular contract is listed for 10 years of service, if I remember correctly.
Right.
What does the cellular contract look like for the second 10 years? You know, how does that, is that negotiated? Is that a subscription? How does that work?
It's a subscription, and so far, the older ones that I'm familiar with that have been 10 years have actually gone down in price. Now, I'm not selling that because
Yeah.
technology made the changes, so it's cheaper.
Okay.
But we would not, projecting 10 years in the future, I think it would be reasonable from all the material on this to say it's certainly not going to get more expensive in the cellular readings. It would probably be less.
Okay.
So, clarify for me, so our rates, this year we approved an 8% increase?
That's correct.
When we do this addition to this installation would contribute to an increased water rates and sewer rates of 1% in year one, in addition to, on top of the 8?
No, we will not. Actually, I'm sorry, maybe I should state that. We considered that it would use no more than 1% of the rates that we presented to you for this program. And I'm sorry if I meant that as it seemed to come across as an increase. It's within the plan already, in the financial plan that we worked out with municipal metrics.
Okay, so I think I understand. This program will only use 1% of the 8% increase that
Yes.
and that'll cover for water, sewer,
Yes,
and the bond payment.
yes.
All right, thank you. Anybody else?
I would just mention that if we're getting rich data from this down the line, perhaps some of that data could be shared with customers in the billing cycle. You know,
Absolutely.
that you're considered a high-use residential customer. Here are some ways that you could reduce usage, just so that it's included in the bill in the future.
I'm really tempted to do my PowerPoint at this point. I made it very pretty, so. What happens, though, is that the meter failure of accurate reading happens on the lowest end of the reading. And what that means is the older the meter is, it picks up less than the average, which is the 5,000 gallon reading mark. Now, our meters, for example, are picking up 6% of the less than 5,000 gallons, whereas, for instance, the Marysville meter picks up over 14% of the less than 5%. That sounds like a lot of jumbled math, but believe me, when it's actually written out, it makes sense. So it picks up that slower. But what happens, and I disclose in this PowerPoint, that there would be, and we factored in, a probably 3% reduction in consumption by many users when they have more accurate data. So we did have to build the model back and say, we're going to gain, we're going to lose. The net is 9.2% net revenue ahead. But there will be some reduction because of exactly what you say. They'll have real-time data and say, oh, I don't want to do that. I can cut back on something. So.
Yep. Great.
At this time, if anybody,
Bill?
well, wait, till we make a motion here, Bill. Give us 1 second, please.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Support.
All right, it's been supported. And questions? Thank you.
Bill Clair, 1374 South Riverside. Our meter readers now, are they full-time positions?
Excuse me?
The meter readers now, are they full-time positions?
They're nobody designated as just a meter reader. They use Public Works and the water plant people,
I guess, what's gonna
and
be,
we do not keep up with it.
what's gonna become of them people that read the meters?
Well, they will still be doing meter technician work. We will not have, this is a monthly assignment, so they'll be doing other things with water. I don't want to say like the bigger meters they'll service, they'll do some things like that. But there won't be just the need to run somebody around every month, go and physically tap the meter and get the reading from it.
Nobody's gonna lose their job over this.
No.
Anybody else? All right, motion's made and supported. Call the roll, please.
Bowles?
Yes.
Westrick?
Yes.
Gottler?
Yes.
Kupa?
Yes.
Laporte?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Cedar?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, thank you, Mr. Shane. A, approve professional agreement for data and demographic work. This is Mr. Shane again.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council. The ad hoc committee working on the ordinance, the zoning ordinance update, reviewed the master plan as part of that data, and the representative met with me regarding additional data and updating our demographic data. Certainly, we can all use an update in the demographic data. That gentleman then discussed it with the county planning department, who presented this contract and the amount of money that they would update all of our data, demographics to use in this process as we go forward. It is of help to the administration to justify and to advocate for various things, including maybe future housing grants or other grants of time to have accurate data. I am certainly told, and I hear them working all the time, that the ordinance committee is almost done. No, it sounds like they're going to be working for a long time on it, and that the additional data can be useful to them in this purpose. For that reason, I am recommending the council approve the agreement for services as presented and as requested by the planning and subcommittees, in addition to the housing plan updates as required.
I'll make a motion.
Support.
All right, the motion made and supported. Just for the public information, the contract number is $5,668.36. Any questions? All right, call the roll, please.
Feller,
Yes.
Lupa,
Yes.
Fort,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Wolf,
Yes.
Westrick,
Yes.
Cedar.
Yes,
Motion carries. Thank you.
thank you. Go number 9, claims and accounts for September 3rd and September 11th, 2025. Any questions about claims and accounts?
Hearing no questions, Your Honor, I make a motion to approve as presented.
Support.
Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Go to number 10, public comment. Anybody have any questions? Not agenda items, please. 3 minutes, if you would.
Oh, geez. Set the timer.
Good evening, Bob Freehand, Chairman of the Historical Commission. And typically at this point, you would say, thank you on behalf of the commissioners for the approval of the museum expansion. Actually, I'm going to say thank you on behalf of the people who have to climb up and down the steps. One of the major aspects of this expansion is actually an elevator. And over the past several years, we probably lost 6 or 7 volunteers, and I would guess probably about 25 visitors, because they can't make it up and down the steps. That's a major component. For those of you who have not been here recently, and by the way, I do thank Mr. Duchesne for visiting us. He had an opportunity to also meet the architect, the proposed architect, and so we had an opportunity to discuss the kind of the things that we're looking at. And hopefully you had a chance to read that, because we have some really exciting things that our commissioners and our volunteers are excited about, but also that the community has already expressed an excitement about. Not just the elevator, but also the fact that we're going to have more space to do. We're going to have a dedicated research room for genealogical research. We're going to have a dedicated workroom. So there's a number of things, and I mentioned to Matt Lanchute tonight that we're actually have a larger salt room. We are the tour for Diamond Crystal Salt for Cargill, and we get requests all the time to do a tour. And so what we're envisioning in there is a salt room that engages people, does some more interactive things. And that's what we're looking at overall in this. It's not just a renovation, but it's an expansion and it's excitement. Because what we want this to be is a place where there's activity like the bike parade and some of those other activities where the community is engaged in the activity, as well as visitors. And so if we have those kinds of things that are exciting, that people talk about, that's what we're into. So it's a destination museum. It becomes a tourist attraction for the city of St. Clair. And that's our goal, to really engage the residents as well as engage the visitors in the stories of St. Clair, because that's what history is all about. The elevator is just a means to get from one floor to another. Those of you who have not been in the museum lately, you realize that there's 6 different levels. We operate on 6 different levels, and that creates a major problem. So by doing this renovation and getting just 2 floors, we can accomplish an awful lot. So again, thank you very much for the approval. We'll keep in touch with you because this is just the start of things.
Thank you, Mr. Freehan. Pretty good. You went exactly to 3 minutes. That was exactly 3 minutes. You must have practiced that. You did good.
But that actually was an agenda item, so I had more than 3 minutes. These are non-agenda items.
No. Okay. Doc, you're up.
Take the victory and leave.
Thank you for allowing us to address the council. I'm Lee Batchelor. I'm here on behalf of St. Clair Rotary, and to tie into Teresa's presentation, Rotary, in conjunction with St. Clair Nursery's team, will be putting those poles for that storybook walk on the 27th. So we'll get going on that. I'm here to talk about a peace pole. A peace pole is a monument that displays the message, "May peace prevail on earth," which I think we need a lot of right now. The pole is a symbol of peace which can act as a beacon of hope, inspiring people of all faiths, backgrounds, and cultures to come together and work towards a more peaceful world. Internationally, Rotary has been instrumental in placing peace poles in several communities. St. Clair Rotary placed a peace pole in Rotary Park adjacent to the wildlife landing, and St. Clair Rotary would like to invite the community to a ceremony to celebrate the dedication of our peace pole on September 21st at 1 p.m., corresponding to International Day of Peace. Thank you for the opportunity to present.
And you're down by the fishing pier at right behind Ted's Coney
Right,
Island.
close to the Coney Island, yeah. Right there where we put the picnic
1
table.
o'clock on
and the-
September 21st?
September 21st, 1 p.m.
Okay.
I understand from Diane Ives there might be treats, so,
Oh. All right, thank you, Lee.
okay, thank
Take
you.
care. Good luck. Any other? Yes, sir.
Red Hayes, 709 Clinton Street. I have a complaint about the waste management. This is the 3rd time now in August and first month of September that the recycle has not been picked up at my house. I let it slide because the previous superintendent said, let waste management get their act together. Well, it's been 9 months now, and now I'm missing my recycle to be picked up. One of my suggestions to the superintendent was I could bring it here to the parking lot and have it sit out, and someone here would certainly take care of it one way or another. But I'm asking that someone get a hold of Waste Management. The superintendent asked me this morning by email if I had been contacted by Waste Management to pick up my recycling, and I said no, I hadn't been recontacted by Waste Management. But I don't understand why I should have to sit around and wait for Waste Management to contact me to pick up my recycling that I'm paying taxes for to be picked up.
Well, we have several still complaints about this. And what I was checking with you today is we had contacted Waste Management to understand why they missed you and would they go back and get it. And apparently you didn't get a call back. That's what I was trying to find out.
I didn't get a call back, and I'm on the main drag, so they
Yeah.
got to drive by me a couple of times to go by my house.
There's no question, there's a couple of things we're working with them on. One is they're really not supposed to start till 7 a.m. That has been brought up, and it's been communicated to them. The other thing is the missed pickups do still happen for a number of reasons, and I won't go into all of that as your agent between you and the contractor. There are other things that I can add to the complaints, but I will say that Waste Management has consistently been in contact with the city now, and there is going to be we've reviewed the brochure for the residents to get the recycling schedule, the pickup schedule all right, and we've gone back and forth, I don't know, 7 times, 6 times on that information. So I never promise anything with a contractor until I see it, but I do think they're making the effort to take these kind of complaints and try to correct those. So Fred, we'll see what happens next. And I am hopeful, and I've been assured by Waste, they will continue to fix their problems.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Fred. Anybody else? Let's go to number 11. Anything from mayor or council?
The American Legion is hosting the Dwayne T. Williams ceremony on Thursday, September 18th at 11 a.m. in Memorial Park. And Sunday, the 28th at 5 o'clock is St. Clair High School's homecoming parade.
Anybody else on council?
Hearing nothing else, Your Honor, I make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Everybody be careful going home. Thanks for coming.
20.